you all will be fine, and you will figure it out, and you're not alone.
I felt unprepared for the IB. I felt that everyone was more confident than me, and everyone kind of came here knowing exactly what they were doing. I felt I was totally unprepared, and before my first day of classes I was really worried, and I just felt like I couldn't share that with anyone because I also felt that everyone else was not having these feelings. And then after the first day of classes in Cantina, talking to people, it was like, oh no, we all have the same feelings. We're all super worried. You know, we're all experiencing something new together, and none of us are alone, literally, because we've all just moved to a new place all together, all the first years. And so that was like, you know, it was really scary at 9 a.m. and then by 5:30 p.m. it was like, oh, I can talk about this and I'm not alone. And I'm also not unprepared for the IB, you know. It was my first day of classes, and you've, you know, you can't judge yourself based on your first day of classes when it comes to the IB. The IB is like a 2-year-long experience, and you'll change a lot over those 2 years, both personally and in your academics. That the first day of classes won't dictate your whole experience.
I think for me the hardship began before I got on the plane. We were just so excited with the Norwegian visa that we didn't read Norwegian or realize that it said that it was only valid for a week. So by the time came that I had to travel, it was expired, and then we managed to get a new visa on that day, which is like miraculous and unheard of. And then when I traveled, I didn't even say goodbye to my family because it was like I had to get on the plane. So when I got here, I think it was just like a lot of shock and emotions and people shouting stuff in English, and I didn't understand. Oh, when I got to the airport, my bag didn't arrive. So it was like a lot of like hardship stuff. But then it was just like, I felt that it was like meant to be. Like when I got here, I didn't understand anyone, but I was like, if I'm here, it's because for a reason, you know, like I'm supposed to be here. And I had the same feelings of like awkwardness and like, I don't know English, I don't know this. These classes are like at a level that I've never seen before in Colombia. I don't know what the IB is. I had no idea. No, I guess with the roommates and like with the support of my second year, who is amazing. And that was like the real family that came about afterwards, because the hardships began way before and continue for a long time. With every new thing that happened, it was like, cantina food is different from what I eat at home. This is not the same breakfast. And then the snow, and then the darkness, and all of this. But it was like one thing after the other. And like you say, it was just like one challenge after the other and one hurdle after the other. And those 2 years just changed you so much. But it's like, you just gotta embrace all these falls, all these changes, and all these hurdles to, grow here.
Yeah. I mean, my experience was less of like, I guess, a transition into a very different culture, because mine is quite similar. But it was definitely a whirlwind of emotion and an inferiority complex, you know, the classics. But yeah, as you go on and you speak to your roommates, you speak to your classmates, you do realize that everyone is in the same boat. And once you really internalize that, the experience starts to become much more easy, because you can do it together, and it becomes like a collective learning that you all will be fine, and you will figure it out, and you're not alone. So it really took a few weeks, maybe a few months, but we definitely arrived there, and once you did, that's when it really begins. That's when you overcome the first proper hurdle, I feel, and that's when it starts to become really fun.
Magical.